Welcome back, dear friends. We are continuously discussing the chapter number 1, chemical reactions and equations. So last video we have discussed displacement reaction. So today we are going to discuss double displacement reaction. So what in by double displacement reaction? Double displacement, the word suggests the reaction, that is, usually this type of reaction is occurring in ionic compounds. So in ionic compounds, two reactants exchanges their ions to form new products. So what do you mean by ionic compounds? There is a force of attraction between oppositely charged ions, that is positive and negative ions will be there. There is a force of attraction between these two. So that type of compounds we call it as ionic compounds. So usually double displacement reaction in ionic compounds. So in ionic compounds, two reactants exchanges their ions to form new products. That type of reaction we call it as double displacement reaction. Two ionic compounds exchanges their ions to form new product. So consider one example. You take some, that means 5 ml of barium chloride solution. Barium chloride, it's a white color salt, white color salt or colorless salt we can call it as. So barium chloride solution, that means 3 ml or 5 ml. 5 ml barium chloride solution in one test tube, and color it is colorless. Color it is colorless, aqueous, plus 5 ml of sodium sulfate solution. Sodium sulfate also it is a colorless solution, Na2SO4 aqueous. So both having the color it is colorless. So what is the definition? These two are ionic compounds. We can see that here it is barium chloride, means positive and negative ions are there. We know that means the positive ion it is Ba2 plus and negative ion it is Cl minus. So barium chloride consisting for cation, positive ion we call it as cation and negative ion it is anion. So the ions are Ba2 plus and Cl minus. Here the ions present it is Na2SO4, the ions it is Na plus and SO4 2 minus. That combination we call it as Na2SO4, the compound. So that consists the ions Na plus and SO4 2 minus. So what's the definition? Two ionic compounds exchanges their ions to form new product. So here this is the first ion, here this is the second ion, here this is the first, and here this is the second. Here they will exchange, the cation they are exchanging, or that means Ba2 plus will combine with they are exchanging their ions. Ba2 plus, here the first one combines with the second of this one, here the first one combined with the second of this one, or that means the cations exchanges their anions, or Ba2 plus and Na plus exchanges each other. So the product will be here Ba2 plus, first one combined with the second, here first one combines with the second, or two ionic compound exchanging their ions, we are getting the product. So what is the product here? That means Ba2 plus will combine with the SO4 2 minus. So the product will be BaSO4, one product, plus here first ion will combine with the second one. So the product it is NaCl. So the reaction we can write two ionic compounds. So the equation, so product it is BaSO4 plus NaCl. Then just to check it, is it a balanced equation or not? That means here 2 sodium, here 2 chlorine, so 2 NaCl. Then these two things, so in one test tube we are taking colorless 5 ml colorless barium chloride, 5 ml colorless sodium sulfate, and both we are mixing. Immediately a white color solution it forms, and there is a white color residue will be there, or white color substance on keeping it for centrifugation or keeping the substance for settling. You can see that a white color solid is depositing and clear liquid. That white color solid it is barium sulfate, that we call it as a precipitate. So this is barium sulfate solid, that we call it as a precipitate of barium sulfate plus clear liquid, that means sodium chloride solution. The state symbol here it is aqueous. So this is double displacement reaction. Two ionic compounds. So BaCl2, Na2SO4 ionic compound, they will exchange their ions. The barium its anion it is chlorine that exchanges and it combines with another anion. That means cations exchanges their anions, or two ionic compounds exchanges their ions to form new product. That type of reaction we call it as double displacement reaction. So the product here it is BaSO4 plus 2NaCl. Then in an NCERT one question is there. If we are taking two solutions of potassium nitrate and lead nitrate and potassium iodide, what's the resulting substance? So the reaction is, we are taking the solution of lead nitrate, PbNO3 twice, because lead the valence it is 2. That's why PbNO3 minus 1 the charge. So here the formula is PbNO3 twice plus Ki. How to write the product? So how the double displacement reaction? So we know the ions here it is Pb2 plus and NO3 minus. Then here the ions it is K plus and I minus. So they will exchange their ions. That means Pb, its anion it is NO3 minus, but it will combine with this anion. They will exchange the ions. So here this is the first ion, this is the second ion, here the first ion, this is the second ion. So here the first will combine with the second of this one. So the product Pb2 plus and I minus. Pb2 plus 2 minus 1. So 2 and 1. So the product it is PbI2. So one product it is PbI2 plus first ion will combine with the second one. So the product it is plus KNO3. So here the state simples we have to write. That means this is the solution. Lead nitrate, it is a solution, colorless solution that is taken in one test tube. Potassium iodide is also a colorless solution. Then both are 5 ml lead nitrate, 5 ml Ki, potassium iodide. Both are mixing. Immediately an yellow color solid precipitate, or that means yellow color solution it forms. That solution on centrifugation. Centrifugation means that solution in order to get the solid substance there, you just rotate the mixture at a higher speed, then heavier particle will settle at the bottom. That means a yellow color solid is settling at the bottom and a clear liquid. That yellow color solid means it is, we call it as a precipitate. So lead iodide is the precipitate form and the color it is yellow, and the clear liquid it is potassium nitrate. So this is an example of, another example of double displacement reaction. Then double displacement reactions are of several categories, but two important type of double displacement reaction, two are there. One is precipitation reaction and another one it is neutralization reaction. So two class of double displacement reaction. One is precipitation reaction. So a class of double displacement reaction. First one, precipitation reaction. Precipitation reaction. So what I mean by precipitation reaction? When we are mixing two aqueous solution, immediately a solid substance is formed. That sort of reaction we call it as precipitation reaction. Mixing two solutions and a solid substance is formed. That sort of reaction we call it as precipitation reaction. So earlier example, many of the double displacement reactions are precipitation reaction. So the example that we have considered, it is BaCl2 aqueous. It is an aqueous solution of barium chloride plus Na2SO4 sodium sulfate aqueous. These two colorless solutions we are mixing. Immediately a white color precipitate of barium sulfate. So a solid substance is formed on mixing two solutions, that we call it as precipitate. We are mixing these two solutions, a solid substance is formed, that we call it as a precipitate, plus 2 NaCl. Plus 2 Why 2 NaCl means on balancing this equation, 2 sodium here, 2 chlorine, so 2 NaCl. So this is the balanced equation for zinc. So this is the same, it is an example for precipitation reaction. Earlier lead means lead iodide formation, that's also a precipitation reaction. Most of the double displacement reactions are, we can consider it as precipitation reaction too. So mixing two solutions, a solid substance is formed, that we call it as a precipitation reaction. Then another category of double displacement reaction, it is neutralization reaction. Another category of, second important category of double displacement reaction is neutralization reaction. So what I mean by neutralization reaction? A double displacement reaction where acid and base is reacting, that we call it as neutralization reaction. Reaction between an acid and base resulting substances are salt and water. Reaction, acid is reacting with base to form salt and water. That sort of reaction we call it as neutralization reaction. So a double displacement reaction where acid and base is participating, that we call it as that means neutralization reaction. So the example, acid and base, HCl is an acid, base it is NaOH. So there we can see that means the ions, that means H plus and Cl minus. Here it is Na plus, H plus, Cl minus, here it is Na plus, OH minus. So they will exchange their ions to form the product. First will combine with the second. So one product here it is. So the resulting substance will be NaCl. The resulting substance will be NaCl plus H plus and OH minus together H2O. So these sort of reaction we call it as neutralization reaction. Here double displacement reaction is happening between an acid and a base. So acid and base reacting together to form salt and water, that we call it as neutralization reaction. So I hope that means you understood what I mean by double displacement reaction. So those reactions in which that means the two ionic compounds exchanges their ions to form new products, that type of reaction we call it as double displacement reaction. So thank you for watching the same.